Alright, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, the great minister that surely do well. Peace and blessings goes out there to the brethren scattered through the four corners of this world that push this gospel. There's truth in all sincerity, and with all the chances, this is your brother Mats and I here from one of the great millstone camps in Trinidad. And that's gonna do a quick, nothing long, just a quick lesson here, and that's gonna prove to to you, the audience, the viewers, that at the end it's just gonna be about Israel from the beginning. The center of attention of this book called the Bible was the Israelites, and at the end it will be the Israelites. It didn't have no adoption of other people and adoption of the other nation, and the Lord coming to die for the heathen and Moabite could be saved, as what is portrayed by Christianity. So that's gonna bring a couple precepts, like 2 or 3, and close off with that. This is Revelation 2, so like Revelation 7 and verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Now this wind here is talking about the destroying wind spoken of in Jeremiah, I believe it's 50 or 51. That wind represents destruction. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. So he had that seal, which the seal represents the truth, the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, that spirit, that mark that the Most High, gave us, a spiritual mark, not the spiritual mark that that Esau gave you, which is sin, but that spiritual mark that the Most High gave unto his men, which includes faith as well. And it's in Ezekiel 9. It's saying verse 4, it says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and they were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Now, in verse 3 and in verse 2, it's talking about the ones that were sealed are the servants of God. So, ain't no destruction taking place until those Israelites, the 144,000 are sealed. So what would that make of these other nations and them? These other nations and them don't exist. Scriptures talk about them being as a drop that fallen from a vessel. Say they are nothing. That's not me. Things like Isaiah 40. Yeah, Isaiah 40 and verse 15, it says, "Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing." So if you're filling water, into a bucket, you know, and yeah, let me say back then we had standpipes. We used to bathe with standpipes, Sometimes you'd have to full full the full a bucket or full buckets from a standpipe and you know tote it and fill up drums and barrels and these things. No, when you tote in your water, if a drop fall from it, if your hands swing too hard and some fall over or some drops fall out, you know you're not gonna throw a tantrum over that, because that ain't significant. Now, if your whole bucket of water fall long, then yeah, but you're not gonna try make a scene of a drop, because really and truly, what the most I saying is that they don't really count. They don't really count. They're not important. You don't care if anything happens to them. That is basically what the scriptures say. Now, is it only the 140 and 4,000 going to be saved? No, but that is the most important men. No destruction is going to take place unless those men are saved. Why? Because those men are the first fruits of the kingdom. Those men are set up as the government of the kingdom. And there are going to be others with them that are going to be saved. Their family, whose family is the most I want to save. According to Zechariah, scripture is saying, in that land 1/3 going to be saved. Now, 144,000 is not 1/3 of the nation of Israel. So the scriptures say, in that land, when we read it, Zechariah 13:8, it says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein." And that third represents 1/3 of Israelites in the land that the Most High is prophesying against, which is America. So you're gonna have more people that are gonna be saved, and then even outside the land of America, there are gonna be places that nuclear bombs, nuclear missiles haven't touched. What about those Israelites? Well, guess what? The scriptures talk about them as well. In Isaiah 14, strangers, and that is the next thing. When you read the scriptures, you have to understand, what you're reading about, and for you to understand what you're reading about, you have to go into the words. This is also you have to follow up with context and the history. Isaiah 14 and verse 1 says, "For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." What strangers? Those that don't know that they are Israelites. Okay, you're gonna have people when the Lord come. You're gonna have Israelites when the Lord come, that ant of the 144, and they're gonna be alive. What are you gonna do with them? You're gonna bring it to them. Hey, it's either either you follow this or you die. If you rebel, you're gonna die. So that is the strangers. No other stranger could join to Israel, and the reason why they were strangers, as I explained before, is because they made themselves, or they don't know that they are Israelites. They are strangers in mentality and in flesh, but in the spirit, they are Israelites. So don't get tied up with that word strange and adoption and Gentile and these things. A lot of the nation of Israel, a lot of Israelites were made Gentiles or made themselves Gentiles before, and in this time in here, all of us that woke up, at one point in time believed we were something else other than an Israelite. I spoke to so-called Africans already. People from Ghana and Nigeria, and some of them would tell you that they know that they're Israelites. Their parents told them that their foreparents taught them, or their great-grandparents taught them that they descended from the line of Jacob. So you have people across there that still know, that weren't indoctrinated, but they still call themselves by a different name. They still call themselves from this tribe and from that tribe, and have some people that know. It says, verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives. And this is where these other nations come into play, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over the oppressors. So don't get it twisted. From Genesis to Revelation was all about Israel. Now in Genesis you would have seen the sons of God, but in Rome, when he would say that had nothing to do with Israelites, but when they go down to Romans, come down, you would also see the sons of God. Even in John, so it's the same people, the same narrative from the beginning to the end. It just had to get into the words and them. And I have a lot of breakdown on the words. Just people that refuse to accept it, and some people just want to mock and scoff and such. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. As I say, not the truth don't need defendants. The truth always going to be the truth. Whether we preach it or not, whether men believe it or not, the truth always going to be the truth. If it have one man that believe it, that doesn't make it a lie. It still is the truth. So with that, I want to give all praise and glory. You know what? I'm gonna read Romans. Read Romans 9 and verse 3. It says, For I could wish that myself were cursed from Yahushua for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertain it. Now this is the man that these Christians run to preach that Gentile bullshit, that other nations could be saved and God love everybody and you could do what you please, and totally misusing and misinterpreting the scriptures, which the Apostle Peter spoke about. Verse 4 again, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises. And it's the adoption that they're speaking about, or adopt sons. Well, he adopted sons who didn't know that they were the sons of the Most High. Verse 5, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Yahushua came, who is over all. God bless forever. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings unto you, Akim, out there, and the few sisters that listen in sincerity and in meekness. Until next time, I say Shalom.